You really did say something to her. Clearly, that you must have. For her to be so pissed off that she went into her deepest, darkest, most demented pit of her fucking psyche and started collecting her dog shit. She was like, I'm gonna start saving these so that tomorrow I can go and smear it all over this woman's front doorstep. Wow. The insufferable brat behind the viral plane meltdown. Video by Leon Lush. Okay.
You may have seen this clip going viral this past week. We've had a bit of a Hall of Fame Brainworms airplane freakout.
Bro is rocking that fucking mullet. Now this guy can pull off a fucking mullet, bro. All the bread tubers, the limp-wristed fucking, bitch tubers, those niggas, they made the mullet fucking gay. Leon Lush, though, he can pull it off.
And it's making the rounds.
Yeah, you shouldn't get out of your fat as shit. You disgusting fat.
We're going to dive into this
Leon Lush and fucking Theo Vaughn, I think, are the only white dudes on the internet right now who are unironically rocking a mullet.
And then touch on a little update that's happened since this particular viral incident. Let's see what's happening on Southwest Airlines here.
Stay there. Let me show you. No. No, this is where her asshole is. Do not touch her. Look at her. Shut up. Don't touch me.
Oh, man. Man, you hate to see it. Oh, man. White culture is so violent. I mean, these people just don't know how to fucking act, even on an airplane. God damn.
Let go. Não encosta nela. Tira a mão. Let go.
That,
I mean, look, it takes a civilized black man to actually try and intervene and break this up. Oh, it's just terrible. If you can't tell, this is a joke. It's poking fun at the fucking white racists on Twitter who say this shit as if white people don't be acting the fool too.
That escalated quickly. First impressions, Ed Hardy hat, tinsel integrated in her long, straightened jet black hair, lipstick a little too red for her complexion, and some overdone eye makeup. I mean, was it ever really a question that this girl was going to be a problem on this flight?
Right.
If you put her in a lineup,
that's basically the Ratchet of white women, right? I think they call them white trash.
Like 20 other random people on that flight and asked me, who's going to be the problem here? Boom. This chick right here. An aesthetic that screams public freak out, and sure enough, here we are. Well, Leon, you can't judge her by the way she looked. Yeah, you can. Sometimes you can. Sometimes.
I'm not.
So she should.
I'm not even touching your hair, bitch.
You are?
You need to let
You
go.
are,
You need
though.
those 911.
You need to let go.
911 back.
You need to let go right now. No.
I don't know why this nigga get involved, though. I'll be real with you. This black man, he must be an immigrant. Why would you do that? You somehow gonna get arrested, nigga.
Tremendous.
He under the white bunny mind control. He thinking somehow he can flip this shit into getting close to a white woman.
I didn't want to go here.
I can fix her.
Allegedly, from what I understand after looking into this all started because she was upset she had to sit next to a larger woman. I mean, which honestly, like, it's a reasonable thing to be upset over. Airplanes get a little tight when it's filled with American diet enjoyers. But it's not a reason to start a fist fight and, get arrested. Certainly. I have a similar problem on flights, honestly, but it's not my ass, it's my shoulders, which are deviously broad. So I can't sit square. I have to sit like this the entire flight, or I just end up being in someone else's lap. Like, these are the airplane seats, and if I sat square, I would be resting on the thighs.
Bro, I hate the fucking bullshit little wrestling shit you gotta do when you're on the plane and you sit beside another dude. Bro, oh my gosh. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Were you wrestling for you jousting for the armrest? You know what I'm saying? And neither one of you want to fucking move your arm because if you even move your arm, the other person is going to claim territory and then once that territory is claimed, you can't take it back. I hate that shit.
Very uncomfortable to sit like this for like 5 hours anytime you fly to California, whatever, but it is what it is. You just suck it up and you deal with it.
You guys are already past the point of no return. You're already past the point of no return.
Let go of her hair, miss.
Y'all see me. You know what's going on. It's just retarded. Yeah, put me on the ground. Put me on the ground.
Probably a good idea.
That black guy's like, oh, you don't gotta ask me twice. Yeah, I'll lay you down real smooth. Don't worry about it.
Look at this fat lady. Look at this fat ass bitch. She can't even, look, you can't even see her stomach. It's horrible. Look at her outfit.
Get your story straight here. Fat ass bitch, can't see her stomach? Those things seem a little bit antithetical.
Yeah, she's just, I think they call it stupid. She's just dumb.
Look at this fat ass bitch. Hilarious. You can't even show your mouth because you're embarrassed.
You can't show your mouth because you're embarrassed?
You're embarrassed.
Oh, you mean she's wearing a mask?
Shut the
Everybody should fucking wear a mask when they go to the airport.
fuck up.
Who is Alana?
Sorry.
I be wanting to wear a mask when I go to the airport. I just keep forgetting. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just like will think it would be a good idea. That's how you don't get sick. You know what I'm saying?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, ugly ass fucking dude. He's never gonna lay it again.
What?
Okay, I'm sorry, black guy. My boyfriend's black, so shut the fuck up. My boyfriend's fucking a black guy. My boyfriend's a black. My boyfriend's black.
What? She just said her boyfriend's fucking a black guy? Maybe she meant her boyfriend's a fucking black guy. Ugh. You never know with these ones.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Black guy.
Miss, for the sake of everyone watching, is your boyfriend black or is your boyfriend fucking a black guy? I know you're getting a little amped up here and it's maybe tough to get the words in the right order, but phonetically these are very similar. They just have wildly different implications here. I think they're both fine, really, but it would be nice for the audience
Just
and myself
for clarity.
to know.
Just for
You're
clarity.
joking.
Okay.
Oh, now she's
Oh, for
spitting.
fuck's sake.
Okay. Which is why it's a good idea to wear a mask on the plane, is all I'm saying. I think she just proved my point.
Just vile human beings. I mean, this is interestingly, we've seen a lot of body cams on this channel where similar behavior, they freak out typically in police custody and they have to put a spit hood on because when they're grasping for some last bastion of control after they've been cuffed and stuff, they start spitting. Just the worst type of human being.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, put a seat down.
I just don't like seeing this black guy being involved in this situation. I wish he would just go sit down and let the white people deal with this. Let the white people deal with their own.
Holy shit, she's like a time capsule from the Jersey Shore era of MTV. At least Snooki had the defense of having a TV.
You know, that's funny, bro. So the other day, my wife and I went out to go. She had some friends that had an event, and we were invited, and so we went, had a good time, and then afterwards, we went out, meet up with a couple more of her friends, and what I'm saying, go to a restaurant, like a little spot, get some food, some beer, whatever. Anyway, we're seated outside, eating, having a good time. And this is probably like 11 o'clock at night. And we're in, I guess you can say, the downtown area of this city. And this black chick, light-skinned, tall, skinny black girl, she looked like she was probably like 20, in her early 20s. She's walking down. And this white dude is like following her and he's pushing her and he's just like being aggressive, but you could tell they were drunk. And in my mind, I'm like, is this her boyfriend? Is this just a toxic relationship and they're both fucking crash outs and they're just doing a thing again? They've probably done this before. And I'm watching, bro. And I'll be honest, there was a point where I was like, am I going to have to like help this bitch? Like, am I gonna have to do something? Like stop this dude? But then I was like, you know what? She manifested this shit, bro. If she got some drunk white boyfriend that's beating on her, bro, she manifested that shit. And so I made the decision. I was like, I'm not gonna help her. I was like, yeah, if this nigga start, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna let somebody else. I'm gonna let somebody else deal with it. Like, I thought about it. My wife and her friends, they're talking. I'm in my mind, like, just like weighing the cost, risk, benefit shit. I'm like, well, we do live in a society where we talk about how men don't, where are all the brave men? Women here getting abused, getting beat up on. But then again, this is a white guy. Do I want to get physical with a white guy for a bitch I don't fucking know, who is not giving me shit? But if my wife was like, or my daughter or my sister was getting harassed, wouldn't I want some guy to intervene? I'm like doing the back and forth in my head. And then I was like, all right, but we all get what we deserve. And she manifested this. So, she got to lay in the bed. She got to lay in the bed she made. You know what I'm saying? If it gets real bad, maybe I'll call the cops or something.
Team of writers that were fabricating dramatic situations. What's this bitch's excuse? Truly gross behavior, deserving of an asylum, honestly, but culturally those aren't allowed anymore, right? Inhumane, they said. So instead we've let camera phones turn all of our brains into the asylums, because insane people like this just live rent-free in our heads now as they terrorize our civilized way of living.
We're black, we stay out of white folks' business. That's the thing, though. She was black. If it was a white girl, bro, then I was not going to even think about fucking intervening. But it was a black chick. And so that made me be like, that's why I even considered it. You feel me?
Living. Thank you, cell phones and social media. I do it to myself willingly. I know I'm not a victim here, and you guys are on my channel, so you can do it to yourselves too. But you know what it is? We like to stay abreast of what's going on out there. Let's see what's going on in part 2, shall we? She's subdued multiple flight attendants.
Ugly ass bitch, you're so fucking.
Wait, you guys, I need
You
you guys
never got
Don
laid in your
low-key
life.
racist? No, I'm not racist, bro. I just have sense. I just know that I'm not supposed to get involved in certain things, bro. It is what it is.
Your boyfriend's dick is like 2 inches big. That's embarrassing.
Such a weird,
I'm so sorry about your boyfriend.
just like
That's horrible.
endlessly denigrating everyone around you for what, though? There's like some sort of,
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
oh,
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
oh my God, if we were playing Body Cam Bingo, we'd be checking a few boxes right
I
now.
can't breathe. I can't breathe. Shut the f up. I can't breathe. Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, look how she's dressed. Oh, she's fucking in her 30s still shopping at Hot Topic. Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
You. Nobody's touching me. You. You're not letting me go, motherfucker.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
in this moment she realized she fucked up.
Drunk as fuck.
Upside down in an airplane aisle, flailing your legs with, I don't know, your hands tied behind your back with zip ties, maybe? I'm not sure.
You're corny as fuck.
You're corny as fuck.
Letting me go.
That's ironic.
Get out. Yeah, you shouldn't get out. You're fat as shit. You disgusting fat as.
That's a crazy defense position, bro. I ain't never seen that. I ain't never seen that one. She's like, just put her coochie up in the air. It's like, back off. Back off. Back off. That's her legs. I ain't never seen that one.
We're going to learn a little bit more about this girl after this concludes.
Shut the f. Can anybody do something, please? Get the
But you got to wait for the cops to get there, right?
And why is this nigga still? Why is it only? It's like, okay, she's acting crazy. It's down to one person still trying to intervene. Of course, it's the fucking nigga. And I am 1,000% sure he's an immigrant. I am 1,000% sure he's from Africa. Now, my African brothers, you know I fuck with you heavy. But I'll tell you something, man. As an immigrant living in America, of all the blacks that will crash out for white bitches, bro, I say I gotta give it to the African brothers. Y'all be going the hardest for the white girls.
Zip tie.
Look, there it is. Ken is African. Don, I'm African. Look, I've heard the Ken talk before. Ken don't talk like that at all. But this nigga would be African. That's hilarious.
Just hog tie her and holler out.
Okay, I'm sorry. My person is black. You need to show.
Now, is he black or is he fucking a black guy?
No, my person.
Still want to get to the bottom of that. The freak out, the I can't breathe, the tears. A lot of common characteristics between.
Leave me the f alone. Look at how ugly I am. No. I know. You're so fat. Leave me a
I would rather her.
You're disgusting. Don't fucking touch me.
So why don't you jump over here? She can damage this stuff, but
Yeah, I'll damage all your shit. I'm not damaging anything, bro.
Is there a news story or anything about this? I saw part one, but what's actually happening to make this lady go crazy on that one passenger? I think she was upset that her boyfriend is fucking a black guy. Yeah, that part was good. But in fact, there's been a little bit of an update. Thanks to a YouTube channel that goes by The Reckoning, he covered this situation, shows both videos, and then gets a little bit into who she is near the end here. There was also a second perspective, obviously, from other people on the flight.
I can't hear you, ugly ass dude. I need to never.
What you?
Even before
All kind of the
people found
same. It's same thing going on, though. The customer involved in the incident was removed from the flight and denied boarding, said Southwest Airlines. We commend our team for their professionalism during the incident. Here she is
for their
being
professionalism,
hauled
zip-tied, screaming, and spitting
Damn.
into the sunset.
They tried a wheelchair at first, and I guess she was continuing to kick and spit, so they just had to strap her down to a gurney.
By the next day, we knew that she was 32-year-old Leanna Perry.
Aha.
And she might have been discovered so quickly because she was actually a high-profile designer
Bit of a
from New
neat-
York who had worked
What?
with a bunch of major brands before.
Wow, that don't sound like white trash to me. Oh my gosh, she must have just been on drugs.
And had a portfolio of such collaborations as Shein and Maybelline. And
Bit of a New York City designer, this one. Had a small Instagram footprint. I believe most of her shit is privated now, unsurprisingly, as is tradition in situations like this. The bizarre outburst led witnesses to describe Perry as seeming possessed before she was escorted off and arrested. They first took her to the local hospital because she was claiming she couldn't breathe. Classic. Before they handed her over to the New York City Department of Corrections. She's since been charged with aggravated assault. She's actually had other charges drummed up, I believe, which we'll find out here in a second. You have to assume alcohol, at the very least, was involved at the typical airport. You know, people waiting for flights get a little tuned up, maybe some drugs as well, and just a touch of mental illness.
after her little hospital visit, and then released, at which point she quite clearly took the opportunity to do a little social media cleanup because everything went private and her website went down immediately.
She was charged with resisting arrest, obstructing governmental administration, disorderly conduct, 3 counts of harassment, and 3 counts of attempted assault, according to the complaint. So that's quite a rap sheet there. I believe she has to show up in court.
Well, at least she didn't say nothing racist. She didn't say anything racist or crazy. She just kind of made fun of fat people for a little bit, which, you know, that's bad too, but you can get away with that a little bit if you're a skinny white girl.
In September. So curious to see how this one pans out. Interestingly
I mean,
enough,
shit, you can get away with being racist. Ain't a bitch fucking called a little autistic 5-year-old black boy to hard R and raised $500 million somehow? It's like, come on, bro. White people crying about racism like, oh, we're under attack. It's like, bro, come on. We can't say anything. Shit, nigga. $500,000 is crazy.
though, after this went super viral, somebody else came forward that apparently had an incident with this girl somewhat recently as well, and I'll let her explain that.
Okay, let's jump in. So since July of 2022, like I never knew the name of the person that did this to me. When I recognized
Oh, 2022, never mind. It was
on that
years
video,
ago that
and
this
everything
happened,
just, like,
but
clicked for me. And I'm just walking down my street with my chihuahua. We're like literally like I don't even know how many steps away from the front door of my building. I live in a condo building. And she was dressed kind of cute. And so she was just in my eyesight. Then I see her dog take a huge shit right in front of my building. So
Tracks.
I was like, okay, she keeps
Wouldn't pick
walking.
it up, though.
It doesn't faze her. Like
She absolutely screams like she's the type of girl to own a dog in a city with not many places to walk a dog, that you let shit on other people's property and don't clean up. That's like, that's to a T exactly what
You're a piece of shit if you do that, by the way. If you walk your dog and let your dog shit in like other people's yards and shit like that, you're a fucking scumbag, bro. I'll be real with you.
I expect this bitch.
Now, look, if, you know what I'm saying, you walking them in the park, they take a shit, and you didn't pick it up, it's in the grass, you're still a piece of shit, but depending on the context, you might get a pass. If you typically pick it up and you have a relatively good reason, I don't know if there can ever be a good reason. Nowadays, they got the doggy bags everywhere. But there is a special place in hell for people who let their dogs shit in front of people's like yards, bro, and don't pick it up. Truly despicable.
That should be doing outside of her absolutely melting down on an airplane.
She left it, and the dog that she was walking was kind of big, so this big shit. And I'm like, hey, do you need a bag? And she keeps walking, and I'm just like, I was so annoyed. So I went and I picked up her dog's poo in the bag that I was gonna give to her, and she was still walking in front of me, and I was like, hey, and she looked back at me, and I go, it was really easy. All you could have done is picked it up. And then I showed it to her, and I was like, please, next time pick up after your dog.
Cap, she ain't saying none of this
Stop
shit.
the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
She trying to reinvent the story like she was this brave hero. It's like, no, you picked up the shit, and then you were like, hey, and then she kept walking, and then you threw away the shit. And that was the whole story.
And then I threw the bag in the trash can that's in front of our building. Like, yes, I kind of.
So she rambles a bit, but to summarize, after she confronted about her not picking up her dog shit, she antagonized her a bit, and then this.
She went, hello? That was her entire conversation she had with this chick.
Girl, whatever her name is, Leanne or whatever.
She telling the story. I ran up to her and I threw it in her face and told her it was that easy. And then walked away. Yeah, that's my story.
Actually, like, charged at her as if she was going to hit her, and she like sprinted back and went into her house to avoid the conflict. Eventually, things cool down. She goes on her way until
Next morning at 7 in the morning, I leave the building to go to my morning workout, and the entire front of our building is covered in feces.
No.
Yeah.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
I don't believe that. Even though we just watched her crash out on an airplane on some fat chick because she was drunk and high or whatever. I don't believe because you like picked up after her, and I believe to some degree she tried to get her attention, that she did then what? Started collecting her dog's shit, probably harvested her own feces and stored it in like a bucket or a bag so that at 4 a.m. she could sneak out there and smear it all over the front of your building because you called her out. Bullshit.
Like, it's summer, it's July, so you can imagine how that,
Stuck.
yeah. And
That was
it
probably just a homeless person. You do live in New York. Let's not forget that. You do live in New York. Maybe it was just a homeless person. They just took a shit.
just everywhere. It was like, I don't know if it's human or dog, but it was a lot of it. Like it was, if it was a dog or human, it was like multiple. It was like saved up.
Wow. And and that was the next day, you said?
Yeah, 7 in the
So she left, gathered as much shit as possible, human shit or dog shit, maybe both, I don't know, went back to this woman's house, dumped it all over her stoop. She just so happens to have a little bit of security footage of it.
Is she has security footage?
with a bag of feces and just putting it there and putting it all over. We have the angle that you see is like from the
Absolutely.
side.
I apologize. Wow. This bitch is beyond insane. This bitch is actually fucking crazy. I am sorry, ma'am. I was completely wrong. Wow. Of everything, you really did say something to her. Clearly, that you must have. For her to be so pissed off that she went into her deepest, darkest, most demented pit of her fucking psyche and started collecting her dog shit. She was like, I'm gonna start saving these so that tomorrow I can go and smear it all over this woman's front doorstep. Wow. Okay.
Unhinged, all because she got confronted for letting her dog shit on that person's property without cleaning it up.
Oh my God. She has to document.
Classic.
So, whilst walking her dog, Leanna Perry committed an egregious social faux pas.
So there she is. Clearly this woman's unwell, and you know, what can you say? It's not like you're gonna get criticized. This is gonna fuck up her life a little bit now that she finally went viral. It is like, it's only a matter of time for people like this typically before something like this happens. And it makes you wonder just how many people's lives she has made absolutely miserable.
For sure.
In her tenure as a 32-year-old human. Like, how do you get through life as this type of person? It's truly depressing, honestly, when I think about it. Like, what is the solution?
Yeah, she probably wasn't under the influence on the plane. She might just be crazy.
For people like this, clearly they can't integrate.
She is crazy.
In an even modestly civilized society. They kind of slink around for a little bit, but eventually get blown up on the internet because they just can't help themselves. There's no subsidized systems in place to care for her in a way that's humane, really. No asylums. And eventually it's probably just trips through the judicial system with brief periods of intense public meltdowns or something when she's not being housed by some sort of facility propped up by our tax dollars that isn't really equipped to meet her rehabilitation needs. If rehab's even a possibility or on the table, I think some people are just born to exist this way, and it's just kind of like an unfortunate reality of life. But I watch shit like this and I'm like, I'm just forever grateful that I was raised by loving, well-adjusted parents. But listen, that's not
I mean, even people who weren't don't do shit like this. You got people growing up in the trenches who would never do no weirdo shit like that. This chick is insane.
Excuse. There's a lot of people that were raised like shit and had terrible childhoods that turn out to be incredible people. So I don't know, luck of the draw, genetics, who knows what it is. All I know is everyone has a cell phone now, bitch, so you got to try and at least do a little bit of a better job of hiding it.
For sure.
That's the story. Hope we can get a little more information once her case goes to trial in September. We'll keep our eyes peeled over here on Lush News, Lush Brainworms News. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah, man, that's insane. I was completely wrong about that one chick. She was telling the truth. They're crazy people. You know, like how the Bible says the poor will always be with us, so will the fucking psychos, man. They're not going anywhere.